Welcome to Crazy Shit in Real Estate, a weekly podcast where I walk you through some of the wildest, most unbelievable stories you'll hear from the world of real estate. If you like real estate and you love crazy, this is the podcast for you. Before we get any further into this episode, I've got some information to share. This episode is sponsored by Follow Up Boss, one of the leading CRMs, client relationship managers for residential real estate. Tons of top producing agents and some of the fastest growing teams out there are using Follow Up Boss to increase lead conversion, eliminate busy work that you're not doing anyway, and frankly, deliver a higher class experience in real estate to everybody who chooses you as their realtor of choice. So if you're going to keep listening to this, which I know you will, there's more information and a personal review of Follow Up Boss. For more information, go to followupboss.com/crazy. What's the story you would tell me if we were sitting down to have a glass of something and you said, you are never going to believe this?
Well, we have so many of them. So a good story right now is we bought a property 18 months ago and bought it from a distressed seller that had a tenant in it that was not paying. And she proceeded to stay there for 18 months, with city code violations, garbage all over the yard. We've taken it to the city multiple times over the last.
And not paying, so no rent coming in.
Nope. Can't get her out, and every time we would take her to the city and have a hearing on it, she would clean the yard up. So they would go the night before. This happened 4 or 5 times. Actually, just this week. After her getting a legal aid and fighting being evicted, she was evicted. Yesterday, the sheriff showed up. We moved her stuff to the sidewalk, and she's like, "That's okay. I understand." It's like, but for 18 months, you didn't understand. So, there's so many stories. My husband and I bought a house that had a hole in the roof, and it was not a skylight. It was a hole that had been there for 5 years because it had been vacant and snowing. As you may not know, it snows here. So for 5 winters and rain, and we rehabbed that. That was actually our first rehab, full of organic growth. And it took us a little bit of time, but it was a great learning experience because we're handy. And we thought, we'll do our day jobs and we're going to do this on the weekends. We'll get this done in a few months. Now, it took about 9 to 10 months, but we learned a lot. We learned that we won't be swinging hammers ever again. We will sub all that work out. Time is money, right? The quicker you're in and out of those deals, the more profits you make. So spending a little bit more money on the front end, rehabbing a house, definitely pays off in the long run.
Okay, so I told y'all that I would do a review of Follow Up Boss, because I'm your friend in real estate, and I did. Now, there's a blue million CRM out there. If you go to any Facebook group, every realtor's like, which one should I use? Which one should I use? And you know that these CRM, which are client relationship managers or customer relationship manager, whatever you want to call it, it's truly a system that's just designed to help you know what to do next because you're very busy and you're a multitasker in real estate. With all those different tasks and balls up in the air, you need something to help you stay on track, and that's what Follow Up Boss does. Now, this cell phone, not a CRM, y'all. When you save a name and a phone number in there, that is basically a Rolodex. Follow Up Boss is going to take the names and phone numbers and also help you know what to do next. So you can maintain these relationships with your neighbors. Because that's what this is about. Real estate is not about serving just prospects and clients. It's about taking great care of your neighbors' needs in real estate. And if you'll use a tool like Follow Up Boss, where they remember you, they might even call you when they're ready to buy or sell again, or when their mom and daddy do, or their best friend or their kid, and you want to be top of mind, that's what a product like Follow Up Boss will do for you. Truly, it's going to change your business when you start paying better attention to people. They don't have to know you use Follow Up Boss, but they'll totally understand that they are being heard by you. So now there's a free trial for my people because you're loved. Go to followupboss.com/crazy. No credit card is required. And frankly, because you're my people and we made an ask for you, Follow Up Boss said, yes, you get double the free trial. That's actually enough time to log in, put some pieces in it, and watch it change your business as it has for so many realtors and teams nationwide. Again, go to followupboss.com/crazy to start your free trial today. So let me ask you a question about that, because a lot of people in the neighborhoods where they live, they know where that house is, the one that's had a hole in the roof for 5 years and it's just sitting there and it's sad and dilapidated. In 2022, with all the technology we have, it's harder and harder to track people down. How do you reach the owner of that property so that you can buy it and fix it up and help the neighborhood come back? Because those properties are not just eyesores, they're safety hazards in a neighborhood. How do you find the property owner?
Well, sometimes they've been taken over by the county or the city. You know, if they are a blighted house, they have what's called lien abatement. So it could be because, I mean, our fund bought one that was a drug house and it was vacant for years. And we actually bought that from the city of Spokane, Washington. So really finding out who's controlling the ownership of the house. We as a company have some actual software programs where you can actually track down the owner, and it will actually go to the extent of sending them a letter. You know, a lot of times they're families that someone passed away, they owe a bunch of taxes, nobody can afford to keep the house up, so they sit there. We love to buy those houses. It takes some effort on your part tracking down the owner. That's the biggest challenge. But when you do, more often than not, especially if it's in a family estate or something like that, they want to get rid of it. They can't afford to keep the taxes current. They're not insuring it, you know. And then also going to your county for taxes, property taxes. You know, finding out if there's delinquent taxes, that's another great strategy to buy those types of houses.
Okay, now don't forget to go try Follow Up Boss so that your business can continue to expand in professionalism, and then you can meet some more crazy people yourself. I really appreciate Follow Up Boss sponsoring this episode, but mainly I appreciate them for giving y'all double the free trial time with no credit card required. So make sure you go to followupboss.com/crazy and then let me know what you think. I'll see you guys next time. Oh, you're enjoying this little clip? Well, the rest of the story is available on any of your podcast apps. Just go search for and subscribe to Crazy Shit in Real Estate with Leigh Brown.